What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, an interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is my Crowel Jewel Card reactions and opinions. Again, we're going to look at Crowel Jewel Card. We're going to go through when the match happened, the first match, all the way down to the last match, and we're just going to talk about each match. This probably isn't going to be as long as a video. It's just going to be a quick kind of talk about each match, how I would grade the matches, what I would say for the matches. Let's just kind of really begin. It's kind of self-explanatory on my opinion on this kind of overall match and card. Up next, I said up next, not even up next, starting off with OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline. So, we'll talk about my predictions. I said New Bloodline would win, and I said if it's in the main event, it's probably because of something with The Rock. If it's not, then maybe they just win and somebody, gets screwed over somehow. I did not expect it to end in that fashion, but I still think that the steam behind the New Bloodline made the most sense. People can hate on this opinion, and people can hate that the OG Bloodline should have won. The New Bloodline needed to win. When you're looking at the future and the storyline, when it comes to Survivor Series, when it's coming to The Rock and everything, New Bloodline needed to get a win under this OG Bloodline. And making it kind of that they had this family aspect that still needs to kind of grow. Perfect for Survivor Series. I do expect a team of, Sammy, Jay, Jimmy, Roman to go against this new bloodline. Or if they add people on each side, Cody to be with the OG bloodline and Hikuleo to be with the new bloodline. I thought Hikuleo could have joined on this one. Didn't. But I do think this match was really good. I really like this match a lot still. The crowd was hyped for it as well. I don't know. I really expected this match to main event, and I was kind of shocked that it didn't. But this was still a good overall match, and the winner made sense in my opinion. Up next, we have the women's Fatal 4-Way tag match. I expected Jade and Bianca to keep their tag titles during this, and they did. But this match was good. It really showed off. Lash Legend looked like a beast during this and looked like could be a future superstar in this company. After that match, EO and Sane looked amazing. Piper looked good. Chelsea Green looked like a ragdoll during the whole match. But everyone looked good. This is honestly, if you want to be honest, this is one of my favorite matches out of it all. They really showed out everybody's kind of skills and kind of showed out for each show how people did. And it was good. I think this was one of the better matches, and I think people aren't going to like it as much. But maybe because the crowd was very silent for them. That's just my opinion, but it was still a really good match, and I expect this match to probably people look back and be like, wow, we really showed off this women's division, and it really showed that this women's tag team division is starting to get a little deeper than what we thought. Up next, we have Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. Did I want Bronson Reed to win this match? If you saw my live reactions, I was screaming, please Bronson Reed win, please Bronson Reed win. I love the beginning part of them going out and fighting like it was a no DQ match until they went back into the ring. I want to say on the finish, when Bronson Reed tsunami'd Seth Rollins, I deadass thought that they were going to squash Seth Rollins. And if that would have happened, I would have freaked. I would have freaked out. But they didn't. And instead, I expected Bronson Reed to probably lose this match. I thought it made sense for him to win it so that they could really shoot him up high in the future for a potential main event scene. But Bronson Reed that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It looks like they're going to run this back at least once or twice. I would expect, because Seth Rollins said, you can find me. You know where I am. You can find me, with Bronson Reed having blood falling from his eyebrow, which was a sick, and I mean sick. He looked crazy. He looked insane. I'm expecting him to run it back here soon and probably keep Seth Rollins busy till maybe the beginning of WrestleMania season. I just really like this. I really wish that Bronson Reed would have won, but it was still like a pretty good match. Like, I'm going to be honest, a lot of these matches, none of them blew me away where I'm like, oh my gosh, we just got blessed. Ish. But there's basically all good matches. I don't think there was a match that I was like, this was a horrible match. Definitely a match that I'll talk about soon that I was like, could have been better, but I kind of expected this. But yeah, still a good match. And this is the match I was talking about. I think Liv Morgan and Nia Jax wasn't amazing, but it was still a pretty good match. I mean, I'm a huge Nia Jax fan. I'm a huge Liv Morgan fan. This match was obviously everyone was going to wait for the interferences. Everyone was going to wait for Tiffany Stratton to cash in. Everyone was going to wait for Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, which of course Rhea Ripley wasn't going to happen when she just had a fracture. So they probably changed some stuff around. I honestly do expect this match was probably going to go on longer, and maybe it was Tiffany Stratton going to cash in. Rhea stops her so she can win the championship, and then Raquel beats Rhea, and then that's what happens, but it was supposed to be longer. I don't know. It was rushed. I was looking at my recording, and the match was technically like 9 minutes. So it was a short match. It was a shorter match, but this whole card was shorter matches. It was still good, though. I just don't think it was amazing as the other matches were. I expected Liv Morgan to win, and I said the reason why is because it made the most sense with her having Raquel there, and it made the most sense with Tiffany Stratton potentially trying to cash in. No one else was going to stop Nia Jax. Or help Nia Jax, really. Only Tiffany Stratton, but Tiffany Stratton was probably going to hurt Nia Jax. I truthfully think it was the right decision. It kind of does boost Liv Morgan as a champion that I think a lot of people needed, because Nia Jax has proven that as a champion, she looks nasty. So I like this match storyline-wise. Overall match, maybe not so much. Up next, we have Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, which wasn't even a match. Which I actually want to say was probably the best way you could have done this. I was really expecting them to have this crazy good match potentially. But I think if they would have wanted to do this match, it should have been a, no DQ match, go crazy, last man standing match, whatever it might be. It should have been something like that. And if they would have done something like that, then you would have had probably some real unhinged moments with KO and Randy Orton, and I think that's what they were wanting to go for, but they couldn't do it in a match because of time and everything. But this was still a good match in the sense of storyline. Like, Kevin Owens looks crazy now. Randy Orton looks injured. I could see they take away Randy Orton from maybe storyline for a little bit with Cody, and Kevin Owens is becoming the main person for Cody Rhodes. I generally believe that's probably where we're going at entering Survivor Series, unless they try and run this back again, which I doubt it'll be as early because I think Cody Rhodes would want him. Up next, we have LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. This was probably tied with my favorite match. I think, obviously, I'll spoil it. Main event, looking at the match itself, was probably the best match by far. LA Knight, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes was definitely up there. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade are obviously going to cook. Adding LA Knight to add some little flair in there. Bars. Flair, I could really say Andrade, honestly. Makes a lot of sense. This team was great. Or I said this team. This kind of match was great. I think that it was short, but all these matches were kind of short. I'm expecting these 20-minute matches like, how most PLEs have been recently. So maybe that's why I'm thinking they're more short. But this was still a great match. I expected LA Knight to win. LA Knight won. And it made a lot of sense. I mean, Andrade was not going to win the U.S. champion. They were not going to piss off Saudi. Carmelo Hayes was not going to win it yet. I expect him maybe in the future. But he is proving every day that he is becoming a good superstar for the mid-card. Same with Andrade. He's becoming a good superstar. I could see them push Andrade even higher if they really wanted to. It was a good match. I think that maybe they could have added, potential like people coming, because it was a triple threat. Maybe somebody screws up LA Knight and it doesn't work, sets up LA Knight for a future opponent. But they didn't, and I think I'm okay with that. And last but certainly not least, we have Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. I'm going to be honest. I wanted Gunther to win this one. I thought it made sense. I am not a fan of the Crown Jewel champion at all. And I've said that on this channel multiple times. I think it's dumb to have two champions go against each other and not have your titles on the line, because it's really an exhibition match. It's not like a matter match. You could say it's like how NFC versus the AFC go against each other and they win the Super Bowl ring. It is not the same. It's like a Royal Rumble win, but you actually get like a championship belt supposedly for it. Which I think they originally were going to give a championship belt, but they saw the backlash from that, and I think they changed it to a ring, which is better in my opinion. And it really does show that Triple H does listen to the fans. That's like, I can say all this stuff about I don't like this about WWE, but I trust Triple H and everything when it comes to the booking situations and everything. He probably knows better than I do. I mean, I'm just a content creator. So I understand where his points was with certain things. It makes a lot of sense, whatever. But my whole thing with this match was Gunther and Cody couldn't take a regular pin. They couldn't just pin somebody. They couldn't just do that for someone had to get involved and screw over somebody else. And then they could always say, well, you technically never really beat me. That's okay. Say that because you guys are supposed to be champions. Then you run it back in an actual match to get a title back maybe. Whatever it might be, that's what I was expecting. Instead, it wasn't a regular pin. It was a roll-up. But I still think that it should have been something a little different. I think someone should have screwed over Gunther if you were going to have Cody Rhodes win, which, looking back at my predictions, probably Cody Rhodes was the obvious choice because that is the face of the WWE. Of course, they're going to want him to win this Crown Jewel Championship and be the first ever to win the Crown Jewel Championship. But I still thought that Heavyweight Championship is still kind of new. Why not kind of push this and really show that, the people who have these titles, it's not a secondary championship like they kept making it a secondary championship during WrestleMania. It is a still good championship. I don't know. This match, I think when it comes to just the match, you could look at a 5-star match. When you're looking at storyline or how it ended, I don't really like it as much. But it was still a really good match. I'm not going to hate on it too much. Crown Jewel was an interesting card because you're just going off of the hype that you just had with Bad Blood where they had a crazy card. And then you're kind of getting more mid-card-ish matches. I say that like a lot of these matches could have been on, except for like the, Gunther versus Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. You could have seen these on Raw. You could have seen these on SmackDown. Let's just be honest here. And then, what was I going to say? There's something else I was missing. Oh, then you have to build this. And then now you're going to go to Survivor Series, which is going to be a huge PLE for you. So, yeah, I think this has made a lot of sense for Cody Rhodes to win. It's just maybe not the thing that I absolutely wanted. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.